Gotta get another cup of coffee because I have to record this again. Probably it's best to get decaf this time. This coffee is hot. Coffee we like and series we like too. Hey book friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chrissy. Welcome back to the Purple Library. We're gonna try to do a wrap-up. Who's doing wrap-up video? Huh? Here we go. I'm having so much fun doing this channel and being a part of the community. It's a great time to talk and discuss all the books with everyone. I've gotten so many great recommendations. Hopefully you'll see something that you'll enjoy. But first, maybe I should wait for it to cool down before I take a sip. Let's do that. But I want that first sip taste. Hold on. So let me get my notes out. I don't have my... I'm sorry, I'm being mad nosy looking out there looking at my neighbors. What they doing? So the month of May, I actually read 8 books. That's really good for me. Usually I tend to read between 7 to 10 books a month. And so I feel like that's on par. But even if I only read 2, I think that's still on par because it's, hey, it's all about the journey to reading anyway. So the first book I read was Feeding the Soul Because It's My Business by Miss Tabitha Brown. I have already done a dedicated book review to this memoir. It was so good. Check that out. It'll be linked in the cards. I had such a good time with this. I gave it 5 stars. The next book I read was Finlay Donovan is Killing It by Elle Cosimano. I think that's it. Let's have a sip of coffee and see if I can enunciate these names better if I have more coffee. Nah, probably not. Book centers around Finlay Donovan. She's a stressed out mom. She recently divorced. She has 2 kids. She is trying to get her books published. She's a murder mystery author. So she meets her agent at the Panera and she's pitching this new murder mystery, but somebody in the Panera ain't minding their business and overhear her conversation, and they misinterpret that to mean that she can be a hit woman. This mysterious woman gives Finlay some cash.
She's like, girl, handle that for me. Okay, you handle that for me. Here's the cash money.
Finlay's
like, well, I need the cash, but I ain't trying to knock nobody down.
And so ensues the drama, the hilariousness. It was so surprising, so witty, so much fun. Lots of laugh out loud moments. Initially, I thought this was going to be kind of like a real talk, y'all. I thought it was going to be overhyped because if a book is too overhyped, it's hard to manage the expectations. Finlay Donovan was entertaining and, low-key, she made me want to get a minivan. I mean, she had her minivan just around and doing it. She had that minivan riding around and doing it. So shout out to you if you got a minivan because, you doing things that we ain't doing. Definitely is cozy mystery leaning, and it really enticed me to read some more cozy mysteries. I would consider this more of a contemporary cozy type of mystery, and I'm still trying to figure out what a cozy mystery definition, what that is for me and my taste. Of course, there are people all over the book sphere, the booktube, that are really good at that, and that's their genre that they stick to. So I'll keep y'all posted on that about some of this cozy mysteries. But this is really good. It's not clean, but it's not really mature either. They're of course adult themes, but it's told in a very lighthearted, charismatic way, and it's a good time. I give it 4 stars. The next book I mentioned in my recent read science fiction fantasy video, and that was The 5th Season by A.K. Jemisin. Unfortunately, this book I gave it 2 stars, and you can check out the links to my detailed review of this. But essentially, The 5th Season is about types of people in this world that can manipulate the platonic structures of the earth and cause certain seasons to happen, and during these seasons all kinds of crazy things happen. Though I didn't have a good time with this, I think it's worth a read and worth an experience as well. So the next book I'm a professional. I'm not throwing books around the room. Yes, Please by Amy Poehler. This was a biography memoir of Amy Poehler. If you recognize her, she is Lindsay Nope. Well, she's well known for Lindsay Nope on Parks and Recreation, and that's one of my favorite shows, probably my second favorite show of all time after The Office. So of course I had to see about my girl, and of course it's nothing less than what you would expect. Charming, witty, funny. She's so humble, and it was so refreshing to read her journey on page as she went through her career as an improv artist and in Chicago, and all the awesome things that she's done in her career and the people that she's met. Listen to the audio. I enjoyed listening to memoirs and biographies, you know, listening to them narrate their own story. And that really elevates it for me. It's a great time. Terry Blackstock, If I Run. Y'all told me this right here be knowing.
Y'all was right.
Terry be knowing. This was amazing. This is a Christian fiction suspense story, and it's a series. Again, that kind of added a whole nother tick for me because it's a series, and I love a series. Don't give me one book, give me the journey, okay? I want to know the journey. I want to know everything because I need to know. So this follows Casey, and her DNA is on a murder scene from her friend, and she runs, and the cops are trying to track her down, and she knows she's innocent, and she knows the truth of the situation, but would anyone believe her? So ensues her journey to self-discovery. The Christian elements are here, but they're so subtle, but not in a way that is watered down. What I really enjoyed about this is how it's not watered down with this, we just gonna throw a Bible verse in here and we just gonna do a paraphrase of a scripture and that be your faith element. The characters in this story really address real questions that you have when you are coming into the faith and you're lost and you're trying to figure out what is your purpose and why are these things happening. And why is really sometimes there appears to be no clear way out. This character, she's so raw, she's so realistic. Really, really appreciate Terry Stock's courage to really answer those hard questions. This is a good book for Christian, for anybody. Christian, non-Christian. It is such an amazing time. I gave this 4 stars. I'm looking forward to the next one. So thank y'all for the rec. Y'all was right. The next book was a surprise for me. Raising Dragons by Brian Davis. This was written in 2004 and it just, I think had a republishing, or I don't know what they just republished it. And I never heard of Raising Dragons. And this was such a good time. This is a teen, young adult, this book is good for everybody of all ages. I had such a great time. It is an Arthurian retelling and a retelling of the dragons as well. So Raising Dragons follows Billy and his friend Bonnie, and they come together to protect and preserve a secret that's a millennial in the making. And this was so much fun. I think everyone should read this, of all ages, especially teens and middle grade. I think this is great for middle grade as well. It is a series. Who's surprised? I had such a great time with this. It was so surprising because, you know, that Christian fiction section at Barnes and Noble, sometimes it don't be knowing. It be faltering. It be falling. This didn't. Picked up the second book already, so I'm looking forward to reading that, and hopefully I can get that series done soon. But again, I have so many ongoing series. It's
I don't even want to think about it.
But so much fun. Check it out, especially if you love Arthurian retellings with Christian element. And the Christian element in this was so refreshing. I was not expecting the author to go in the perspective that he did. And it was so much fun. I just found myself smiling and laughing. And he handled some very mature things in this as well. So 4 stars, great time. Unsold Cradle Volume 1 by Will White. And this is kind of a hard one to describe, so I'm gonna read the back. If everyone's magic comes from their soul, what happens if you don't have one? Sacred artists follow 1,000 paths to power, using their souls to control the forces of the natural world. Lyndon is unsold, forbidden to learn the sacred arts of his clan. When faced with a looming fate he cannot ignore, he must rise beyond everything he's ever known and forge his own path. This is an indie fantasy series. It's a 10-book series once again. Coffee we like and series we like too. Past year or so, this has gotten a lot of discussion, and recently in the past 3 months or so, a lot of people have been talking about this, and I've been curious because I do enjoy playing video games, and that was kind of how it was pitched. You know, if you enjoy playing video games and Final Fantasy and all those kind of RPG games, role-playing games, you would really like this. I was very curious to see how it would be in the written medium, and it works. Each character, they level up in the path that they have. So what I really enjoyed about this story was Lyndon. But Lyndon is unsold, and so he doesn't have a path, and he's outcast, and he's shunned, and people look down on him. But what I appreciated about his character was his resilience and his cunning means to accomplish his goal. The boy be coming up with hoodwinks and hijinks. He be hoodwinking, hijinking folk. And I can't say I blamed him. It was so much fun. 3.5 stars. I have the first 3 books. I have this one and 2 others. So I plan on reading to see if I want to continue. Since it's 10 books, I'll see how I feel after book 3 if I want to continue in the series. Right now I have plans to, but hopefully it doesn't go too far off the rails. But I've heard so many great things and I'm like, man, Linda,
You better go, boy.
you better do it. You better do it. You better level up, and you ain't supposed to be leveling up. You better tell him. He make everybody in the book look like a fool. It was fun. And y'all, it ain't a wrap-up video without my girl, Robin Hobb. This is actually the first book that I finished in May. I had to milk it because I didn't want it to be over. Ship of Destiny, 5 stars. I'll link in my card the gushing review that I did for this book. Essentially, this follow Viscerid family and the families of Bingtown and all the political drama that it's happening, and the live ships and the wizard wood and all the magic and all the things. And it's kind of a lot to wrap up and explain, to be honest with you, but just know I had an amazing time with this. Robin Hobb, she's my favorite author. This is the 3rd book in this series, so I would not start here. I'll link all the videos and how, you know, my experiences reading through. But this is the 6th book in the room, so I have 10 more books to go.
And I'm gonna get there.
Wonderful time.
I just love this book so much.
Have you read any of these? What were your experiences reading them, especially 5th season? I kind of, if you've read 5th season, let me know what you think in the comments and how your experience was reading it. And also N.K. Jemisin in general, or any of the books that I mentioned. Coffee we like, books we do too. I just want to let you know I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.